the end of April we went to New Hanover for our first ever WFO.
I'm quite excited. We're about a month out of the bronze qualifier for the Roof of Africa, and yeah, we look forward just to getting that competitive racing edge in.
It wasn't a very successful WFO. We were definitely very unprepared for the race. We didn't even register, so we had to start right at the end. We forgot our petrol mat and our extinguisher, so we had to loan from friends. Everything was just a rush. Very nervous. I think we're probably the nervous we've ever been on a ride.
So the nerves were going, the blood was going, the stress and anxiety was there, and yeah, it was just so exciting, you know, to be able to take on a race.
In the beginning, everyone lines up in rows of 4. So once that flag drops, you shoot off and catch up with everyone.
So it was kind of flat. We went through a bit of sugar cane, and then suddenly we went through this beautiful riverbed, and we rode along this riverbed for probably about 3 kilometers.
It wasn't my best ride because when I got to this one hilly section on the first loop, I went over the log on the top and dropped my bike to the side and snapped my bars.
I just said to him, I'm going to do the lap and I'm going to get the bucky and I'm going to come and fetch you.
Tied up the bars and I carried on going.
I got to Honda Hill, which was a really nice technical rocky section. I got to the top, and unfortunately at the top I popped a gasket seal and water was just leaking out the bike. So I had to walk down to the river. I filled my camel pack up with river water. I left the radiator cap off and just kept topping it up and had to ride slowly out.
I took my bike back and loaded it up and sat and watched the guys riding and waited for Nick to come back.
At one point I got stuck really deep in the mud. That just killed all my energy. I got incredibly lost and didn't know where I was, and started to get dark.
At the end of the ride he was very, very tired.
It was a really tough race, but fortunately I found my way back.
So for our first WFO it wasn't very successful, but I think we've learnt a lot. We know exactly what we need for the next one, and we'll be definitely more prepared and well equipped.
We're a week and a half out of the roof qualifier, so it's creeped up quite quickly. So we're just sneaking a little ride in on Thursday morning just to get as much riding time as possible.
On this trip we're going to go riding with a legend called William Gillett. His nickname is Wild Will, and he trains guys for the roof, so it's nice to get a little bit of rock training before qualifier, just so that we're a little bit more confident in our rock climbing.
At the beginning of the ride, Will just went through the dynamics of the different tyres that you can utilise and the mousses as well.
All the traction comes down to making sure that you use the correct size mousse with your tyre and 2 rim locks. Go and do a 100-kilometre ride and test that it's all working right. Take it out, check it again that it hasn't collapsed.
Steve from Agri Sales was very generous to give us each 2 mousses, and that was big help for the leading up to the qualifier. We can't do the roof without mousses, so thanks Steve, we really appreciate it, man.
We're going to go and do some Hilton training. It's similar to a lot of stuff in Romania. We're going to do some rock steps and some slippery things, but we're going to stop out there on the course and I'll explain everything so we're not taking any risks.
William focuses on riding technique and going up steep inclines. He also shows you techniques on how to pick the bike up, how to move it around without burning any energy. Many of the things that he taught us was motocross start, which is when you're in a stationary position and you've only got a small distance to get up a very steep incline and a very slippery slope.
Another thing Will helped us with was just being on your toe balls on your bike, dropping your weight. So you almost stand as if you're standing like a pyramid, but you just lower your center of gravity and you remain on your toe balls. It just gives you a lot more suspension, a lot more give if you hit anything hard or any rock.
Hilton got some amazing forest rides, amazing scenery. There's one section which he calls the mini Romaniacs, riding over logs, forest hill climbs and slippery rocks. What we've learned from this ride is that you definitely need a lot of traction.
It was really cool, nice long ride, and Will was very impressed with our abilities. He said we fit, and he said we're going to smash the qualifier most definitely. So we had a great ride up here in Hilton with Will, Wild Will, and it was incredible. We had some fantastic sort of forest rides, a lot of logs. It was a lot of slated rock, and Will just took us through our paces, and really, yeah, we learned a heck of a lot. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. It was pretty cool.
Sean Wright from Russel White Academy took us to Thompsons Bay. He's been giving us some hypoxic training.
Now we're going to do some swim sessions to try and increase your guys' lung capacity today. Awesome. And hopefully can get you guys to have more air in your lungs when you need it in the roof.
What it is, it's just putting yourself under a pressured situation from a physical point of view, an exercise point of view, and limiting your oxygen intake and your breath intake. And how that's going to help us is in the suit, the air is a lot thinner because of the altitude, and it's really just going to help us when we're battling on that hill and the bike's dropping and we've got no more gas. It's going to give us an extra lung capacity to be able to pick the bike up and keep going quickly up the hill.
The technique is to hold your breath as long as you can to expand the lungs.
The training went good. Guys performed well. It's good to start out at a point like that. What's good is they're both very competitive, so that's good to help out. It's good to have friends like that to work with each other. And they both seem pretty fit. I think they got some good stamina in them, which is nice to have. And the training went well today. They've got a lot of work to do, but it's good.
If you'd like to get involved in the cause, Journey to the Roof and Hearts at Hope, get hold of us on journeytotheroof.com and please get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you.
Also go like our Facebook page, Journey to the Roof.